Welcome back to an episode that will have a lot more fighting in it than most of the episodes have up until this point. A lot more. I'm going to first of all go up to those Greek areas and take care of them once and for all, once and for good. Right, Toronto. I could build more up here, but I'm not gonna. I'll help out another city for now. Quebec. Quebec could use some more advancements. I've been paying attention to other cities more than the ones that have been established for a long time. That's something else that I've noticed that I do that maybe I should fix. I tend to focus more on the cities that are quote unquote newer, the younger cities in my civilization, and than the ones that are the original cities of my civilization. Oops, I should have found out which city that was. I just lost something. A fire swept through a city, and I didn't catch which one it was. And it burned something. I guess I'll find out in the near future. I'll build an armor, but this armor is going to be to protect Montreal more than to attack anybody. Unless I can develop the mechanized infantry before. So Winnipeg created. Now what are you gonna do? Cathedral, temple. It's gonna be upset. All right. So you're. I still don't know if they built a city up here. So let me see if that's there. So what do we know about the Mongols from history? Mongols are. I love the Crash Course YouTube. Shout out to John Green and the original Crash Course. The running joke being that if there is a common theme, the Mongols are the exception. So, for instance, nobody was able to invade China except for the Mongols. No, or successfully attack China except for the Mongols. No um, empire could exist that was not based on farming and agrarian lifestyle except for the Mongols. So the Mongols are just the most unique of all of the world's civilizations to have existed. Um, and it's true. And I like how John Green, in all of his ancient world documentaries, almost every time mentions something about the Mongols, and then eventually episode 12 or 13 or whatever it is ends up being the Mongols. And you get to realize how, no, thank you, for a rather brief period in world history, because, I mean, Genghis Khan or Chinggis or Temujin, um, he arrives on the world scene, and I don't know, I'm gonna say 1200 or so. I might be wrong. Um, and they really only maintain a power over Eastern Asia for a rather brief section of time. Where is that transport? Um, they're in China and running China when Marco Polo comes over, the Mongols. Kublai Khan is, I believe, Chinggis's grandson. So that's only two generations. And the Yuan dynasty or the Mongol dynasty lasts very briefly, and then they kind of disappear from, in terms of the world stage, being a major world power. They basically, when Genghis dies, it kind of separates, similar to how the Greek Empire dies when Alexander dies. Um, and they basically break up in many different parts. In that way, Genghis and Alexander are very similar. Right, let's see. Is this a... I think that's a spot that... Nope, I don't control that. But this one does. Um, I'm going to use this battleship to protect that transport. Battleships have excellent range of sight. Makes sense. I mean, they absolutely do in real life. Where most ships can only see the immediate around them, this ship will see almost this entire area. So even if there's a ship right over here, it'll see it, where any other ship wouldn't see it until it comes closer. That's another advantage of the battleship. You might have noticed when I was using the battleship before, it lost to a spearman, um, or a phalanx. They call them phalanxes in this game. Um, that the battleship was just looking at a lot more world than most of the other ships do. And I said this in a previous episode, I always manually have um, my ships move and my units move on rail, because if not, it doesn't consider the rail as if it exists. It goes over it as if it's any other land area, even though armor has 3 movements. It's the best moving unit in the game. I still kind of get in the habit of moving around in the same way. All right, I think that should be enough to at least take over one main city. I'm very conservative when it comes down to attacking cities. There are others that just take one and then don't even use a unit to defend it when they go ahead and go against another one. I'll show you what I mean by that. Ooh, the Mongol government is overthrown again, so they're going to be very easy to conquer right now because they're not going through disruption. In theory, if they were a regular common player, they wouldn't be able to build units. I'm gonna, I, I, I hope I can remember to come back to Ottawa and turn this to a mechanized infantry. Can I update units, or is that not this? I don't think that this civilization does that. Another thing that Civilization 3 does that this one does not, what it will do is, like, it will update this unit to the next one. So it would be a knight, right? I'd have to pay like 40 coins or $40 to upgrade a unit to the next best unit. I don't think this does that. No, it's not letting me do that, so I'm guessing it doesn't. Which is cool, because then you don't have to spend a bunch of time. Ooh, that was smart of them. Building more and more units, you just raise a few dollars and just update the units that you've already created. It's more efficient. It costs money, but it's more efficient. Mongol government changed to monarchy. So now they're, I'm not going to say it's easier to fight them, but it'll be easier for them to produce units. Let's make some trees. I think I'm done building my palace. If I don't have to build anymore, that would be okay with me. Winnipeg. Right. Another thing that's different between this installment of Civilization and Civilization 2, 3, 4. I don't think in those civilizations I can go up mountains with tanks, and in this one it will let me do that. So that's good. So that's a benefit to using this this version of Civilization. All right, so I'm going to put one armor on the mountain. Nope, he's going to want to get out of it. I don't want to even to listen to his garbage. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for attacking you 300 or whatever years ago. No, no dice. No dice, Sam. No deal. Guess you should have thought about that before. I'm very, I don't know, is that vindictive of me? Alright, so this guy's gonna just hang around and protect. Mainly, maybe Gelf for right now since it's sitting unprotected. Am I building something? Yeah, I'm building an armor. You know, because Gelf is that massive city in southeastern Canada. It actually is in southeastern Canada. Guelph, in terms of if we wanted to split Canada up into 4 parts. Alright, so the only civilization that I don't have an embassy in is number 5. You see, there's no number 5, and that's the Russians. So that's why I don't know if they're happy. But obviously, since I know the other 5, I know that the Russians are the 5th. And we have the best looking palace out of all of them, if I say so myself. If I can say so myself. Alright. Alright, 1, 2. Or actually, let me try to get it with the battleship. 2. Okay, now invade with this guy. That'll capture the Great Wall, which is what I want for points for the end of the unit. I'm going to build a courthouse to decrease corruption. I have a corrupt force. And I'm also going to pull away some resources because inevitably I think they're going to go into disruption. Although it doesn't look like they are. Maybe they're happier with me there than... Nope. Ooh. Good for you, Tabriz. Wow. I'm going to need to bring over a few more units. Build another courthouse. So that the armor is also a excellent defensive unit, as well as being a good offensive unit. I mean, think it's a tank. We as a colloquialism we say that a car that's very thick and has great safety features, we call them tanks, right? Or at least maybe that might be a New England nickname for things. New England